So I came to Cambodia in 1997 as a young man looking for adventure. At the time, Cambodia was an extremely poor place, still reeling from years of civil war, occupation, famine, poverty, genocide. In the first few years of being here, I was fortunate enough to meet my wife, Colleen, also from New Zealand, and together we've had 3 wonderful children who have journeyed with us for our whole time here in Cambodia. It wasn't until 2005 that we became involved in prison ministry. And if we're honest, we didn't want to be involved in prison ministry at the time, because until that point we hadn't really thought too much about prisons, prisoners. We had just naturally assumed that prison was the right place for people who had done wrong things to go. But coming to Cambodia and witnessing the prison conditions here, witnessing the things that they suffered in prison, we came to realize that in fact prisons were injustice, not justice at all. And as we came to know each of these people individually, we came to realize that they were human beings. They were human beings with a story. They were human beings with hopes and fears. Yes, some of them had serious issues, but many of them had been in prison for things that they had not even done or were not their fault. People would leave prison sick, with terrible disease, with nothing in their hands, nothing to wear, and society was expecting them to become people who could function without any problems. They were setting them up for failure. But the real difficulty for us came when prisoners we were working with and preparing for release asked us whether we could go and visit their children and visit their families. Some would say, we haven't seen our families for 5 years, for 10 years, for 2 years. I have children, I don't know what's happening, I don't know where they are. And we would send the social workers out, and many times we would find situations of incredible destruction. At times we would find that the children weren't there. We would find that they had been sold into slavery. They had been borrowed out to other people. They were being rented out as slaves. They were being exploited, being abused. Some children had been raped by neighbors because there had been no supervision. Children were not going to school. Children covered in sores and disease. Caregivers that were without hope. Grandmothers on their deathbeds, desperately trying to fend for the grandchildren in their care, totally distraught that their own children had done something so terrible and brought shame on the family. These families were ostracized, they were cast out, they were ridiculed, they were stigmatized. They were not allowed to participate in normal community life because of what the parents had done. So we designed a program that was comprehensive in its assistance of families. We started an emergency care centre to rescue those that were in immediate need. But over a period of several years, we designed a program that was able to meet with parents who had gone to prison and ask them where their families were, where their children were, and start to work with those families to prevent them from descending into terrible poverty. This program is now operating in many countries around the world, and we're starting to see some incredible impacts on children and prisoners. It's something that hasn't been tried before on this scale, and the adventure just keeps going as we continue to serve the needs of some of the world's most vulnerable children. But we can't do this alone. And just as there are thousands of children isolated out there and alone and individual, we are needing individuals to join us, to partner with us, to change the lives of children who would otherwise not have any hope at all.